I want to bring back in here our ABC News contributor and former national political director for the Hillary Clinton campaign, Amanda Renteria. We just lost your shot there a minute ago, Amanda, so I'm glad to have you back here with us. And we're just hearing from Zareen there, who's talking about her conversations with donors that feel excited about the possibility of her being at the top of the ticket. We're seeing logistical maneuvers now. It's a bit of a swap right now. It says Harris-Biden, although that certainly is subject to change again. And you were sort of trying to break that down for us. What do those changes really have to look like to switch the party's nominee?
Well, you're beginning to see not only the financial aspects of it, there's an operations behind the scenes as well. How do you make sure delegates are ready for that vote count, whether that's before or after the convention? And those calls are happening now. And that's really the operations. The good news is people have been often talking about the Biden-Harris team for a very long time now. And these last several weeks and days, it's really set in what is the easiest path, what is the smoothest path, considering we are 100 days, almost 100 days to the election cycle. And so there is a lot of conversations behind the scenes to make sure not only does she have the support, but that people are ready to go going forward with a message to reintroduce her, not only to the party, but to the country at large. And so a lot of those conversations are happening right now. But I think everyone already saw this coming. That makes it a lot easier. And so today you're seeing a lot of different calls happen. Support letters will continue. And people will start to get the stories out there about not only who she has been dating back to my home state of California, but really what she has done as well in this administration and at the national and global level, which are really important for the country to understand as well.
Well, a couple of things, sir, I do want to share with you. We have some reporting in from Mary Bruce, who's saying that the Biden campaign, the infrastructure there is going to stay the same, right? Everybody's going to stay on. They're going to still have their jobs, and that they have filed with the Federal Election Commission now as Harris for president. So the wheel is already in motion here. And is that sort of what you're talking about? Some of you really right. You have to dot your I's and cross your T's and do some of those things logistically. Now you've got to get that delegate support.
You're exactly right. And in all fairness, a lot of when you have a president and vice president, a lot of her former team in California moved over to the president's staff and back and forth. And so they have already been working, the staff behind the scenes, quite a bit. Now, the close inner circle, of course, changes, right? There has been a lot of very senior advisors who have been with Vice President Harris for a long time, back in her days in California, went with her to D.C., but the good news is they've now had 3 years of working together. And so this isn't that big of a change. She's been very close to the Congressional Black Caucus, the Congressional Hispanic Caucus on the Hill as well. And so in this sense, this is pretty smooth behind the scenes. The question now, though, is you're reintroducing a new candidate with 100 days to go into the election. And that's the part where the party has to come together, make sure that people are coming out with the same message and beginning to talk about that contrast with Trump. And I have to say, there's a whole lot of excitement behind the scenes because we've spent weeks talking about the Democratic Party in disarray. And it's really great to be coming together and saying, what is our vision? How are we going to put this candidate and this ticket forward? And how are we going to have a convention with the kind of excitement that we can have in a Democratic Party and really show to the world what this new generation of leaders looks like for this country?
Oh, wow. That is really interesting. All right, Amanda Renteria, I'm so glad we had you with us today. We'll be checking in with you as the evening goes on.